So I wasn't born Christian. Growing up, like I was raised in a Catholic church, but we're not practicing at all. It was that kind of thing where, you know, you say, when people ask you, like, you say you're Christian, but you say, yeah, I know there's a God, but it's kind of like God is in the background, you know, like he was never like part of my life, like he was in some, like I didn't even know who he was really. I was just saying it to say it. And so yeah, so growing up, like those 23 years, I was not Christian. That was not like inside of me. I was not even like searching for it or anything. It's really like when I moved and I started like living by myself in Montreal, I started like really dealing with everything that I went through when I was like younger and stuff. Because guys, like my story is not the same. Like I went, you know, like when I was reading the Bible, when I was like seeing Paul, and he was saying, yeah, like I'm the worst of sinners, that really reminded me of myself, because I did do it all. Like I did, like I stole, like I did fornicate, I did lie, like I did judge, I envy, like I did all those things. If I go on the Bible, like and I read everything, I'm just like sitting down, I was like, oh my God, like I did all of this, but the only thing I would think of is maybe not kill someone. And like I'm not saying go and kill people, please guys, or sin, like I'm not trying to encourage people, but you get the idea. I just want to know that like when you have God, like God, he's so good. Like it doesn't matter what you did, you know, sometimes you might feel like you're hopeless and like your past is so heavy that you don't have a shot, but you do. Because if I had hope, like knowing that everything that I went through, like I did and I went through, guys, you have hope too. So after going to Montreal, you know, you start living by yourself and like you experience college and everything. And you know, I was such a not angry person, like I would not lash at you, but I had so much angriness. I felt unloved, I felt so unhappy, I felt lonely, I was insecure, like, you know, like I had all these issues that you can think of. I didn't feel confident at all. I felt like I had to fit in so much that I would lose part of my identity. Like I didn't know what my identity was until now that I get to like actually learn it more. But going in Montreal, like after high school, college, I decided to take a year off, and I already know that there was something wrong in me. I just didn't want to deal with it, because I'm the kind of person, like, I don't deal with my feelings, because growing up, I didn't really have that, like, my parents are amazing, you know, but I didn't have that, like, emotional support kind of thing. So I always dealt with things by myself. Like, I would always keep things in me and, like, not share it. So, like, going in Montreal and having that year off, I started to, like, asking myself, like, why am I this way? Like, why? When I go to places, I always have to, like, be that person where you notice her because she's, like, on the corner. She's not sociable. And she's, like, always just not smiling or everything. So, and I would come home and I would be like, okay, why do I have to be this way? You know, like, why can't I just be sociable? Why can't I just be happy? And I would just put it that as, okay, I'm way too introverted, or I'm just an angry person, or I'm just like, you know, I'm just too complicated, or I'm just like bipolar. Like I would give names for everything until I decided, like, you know what, like I just actually went on internet and I started to look more about depression, and I saw all the things and I was like, oh my God, like that's everything that I'm going through right now. Like I'm not saying that go about everything, but for this special like case, like it really hit me that I was depressed, you know. And the thing is that when you're African, like that's not something that's even part of the like vocabulary. Like there's no such thing as depression when you're African. Like it doesn't exist. So even like I wouldn't share that. Like I didn't share that with my parents or anything, because I just felt like so ashamed, or like something was wrong with me, and they would maybe tell me, oh my God, like you too white, or like you too European, or you know, like it's just not in the culture, you know, like we deal with things differently. at first, like, I didn't want to really to like deal with it, but then I decided to, you know what, like, I'm going to do something about it, because I don't like to be this way. Like, I need to know what's wrong, you know. So I took the step, like, I called a social worker, and it was great because it was next to my house and everything. So I did that. Like, nobody knew really what I was going through. Like, again, my friends, you know, like, I'm the kind of person that will always be there for you. Like, I will always listen and just be the person who listens. I don't want to share, like, what I'm going through. Like, I don't want people to have to, like, feel what I feel, like, kind of pity me, or, you know, like, I know that I'm, like, there are people that go through worse than that. So that's why I always put myself, it's like, what you're going through is not, like, it's fine, you know, like, you can deal with it. Like, there is worth in life. So I just got used to just, like, not opening up to people. And even now, like, I'm still struggling with that. I just don't open up easily, because I just lock things in. Like, I try just to deal with everything by myself. And now having God is, like, easier, because I can deal with it with him. But it's still, like, I still have to work a lot on that. And it whole started, like, after high school. I think that it really, like, started more, because my first boyfriend, like, he cheated on me, and just, like, I hate, like, how I took things, and just, like, how I acted back then. Like, you know, high school is just high school is the worst. You know, I was so trying to fit in this group that I did things that I wouldn't like to do right now. Like, I just pray that, like, my daughter doesn't do those things, you know. But it just messed me up really hard, and I was able to learn that through the psychologist that I saw, because he really, like, dig everything in. And I used to, like, go, and I felt so scared of, like, going, because I just didn't want it to, like, deal with things and, like, have to open up those boxes that I specifically closed, so it just goes away, you know. Like, it's not there. But I had to deal with it. Like, I had to open it to be able to know the root of everything. So that's when I know, like, how that relationship messed me up, and, like, how the things in my family too kind of, like, weigh a lot on me. And just, like, the fact that I didn't really know who my father is. Like, I really met him last summer for the first time. Like, I was still talking, but it was just messy with my mom, you know. So that weighed a lot on me. And, like, I had my little brother, but I didn't really get to know him much. And even now, like, he's away, so it's, like, it's just very hard to, you know, I was raised an only child, but I know I have a little brother, and I love him so much. But just knowing that I can't be there, because I'm very family oriented, so just knowing that I'm not there for him, and I'm not able to, like, experience and, like, help him, because I don't want him to go through things that I went through. So I want to be able to be there for him, but I can't. So I had to deal with all those things and just, like, talk about it, or, like, the fact that I was abused, and just, like, all those things. Like, it was just so tough. And through that year, I started kind of, like, questioning myself more about religion, you know. Like, that's the only thing I didn't really talk to him about. But I was questioning myself. I was like, you know, like, that God, you know, you know, maybe I should, like, start going back to church, you know. So I will go to church, but it was still Catholic, you know. So that was my whole, like, I knew only that, and I knew only a little bit of it. So I will still, like, go to that, because that's what I was used to. So I would go to church, but then I stopped again, because I just felt like I was going, but there was really nothing there, you know. Like, I would just go to go, you know. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to be there. So I didn't want to do something just, you know, to be that fake, because I did that all my whole life. I just fake things. So I just stopped going, and I would still question myself about it. Like, I would be like, oh, it's just because I was so eager to be baptized, because I wanted to be a godmother one day. And in Catholic church, to be able to be a godmother, you have to be baptized. So I wanted to be so baptized that I was like, okay, let me, like, learn more about this, and, like, you know, so I can know what to do and everything. I stopped going. And it's funny, because I have another friend, like, she's Christian, and one day I was sitting down, like, reading my Bible, and I remember how much, like, I actually did like, I had the opportunity to accept this in my life, but I denied it every time, because I guess it wasn't the timing. It was not God's timing, because I went to her church and everything, but it was just so weird to me.
Yeah.
And they were speaking in tongues, and I was like, what is this? I was like, what is this? I'm not used to this. And I asked so much questions that at the end I was like tired, because it just felt weird for me, and it was not what I was used to. It was not what I was taught for the little that I was taught. I didn't really have any background. But I was just like, no, this is not the church that I know. Like, I'm not going to go there anymore. And that was the second time that I go to a church like that. And I was saying no. And so, I'm sorry, God. Like, I didn't have him. Like, I had the opportunity to have him way longer. But you know what? Like, I'm happy, because all the experience that I went through that, like, give me opportunity, like, to share with you guys. So after I saw my psychologist and I finished and everything, it was the summer before I moved to LA, and with a friend, like, we were going to work out. So we were working out and getting ready and everything, and I was like preparing to move to LA, and there was this guy who came by, and I knew him, you know, like, he was like, you know, like those guys that you see, like, you know, like, you know. So I met him a couple of times, you know, and that day with my friend, we were like, oh, can you train us? Because, like, he was, you knew, like, he was training himself. So we were like, oh my God, can you be our coach and everything? And he said yeah. So the whole summer, like, he was coaching us and everything. Little I knew that was someone that God sent me. And at the end of the summer, like, he came to both of us and he was like, I want to tell you something. Like, he already told us that he wanted to talk to us, so he really wanted to talk to me before I leave for LA. And he took us apart and he told us something very personal that nobody would know, because it's not like I share my things with people. And even him, like, I haven't talked to you, like, I only talk to you. So the thing that he told me is like, yeah, God knows that you looking for him, you know. And it felt so, but it felt so weird, because still then my mind was so blocked. I was like, okay, but I'm the kind of person, like, I'm skeptical, but I'm not that skeptical. Like, I give you the chance, like, I give you a chance, like, okay, explain yourself and let me, like, try to be logical. So I still listened to him, and I knew in a little part of me there was, like, someone, that there was, like, a little belief. So I was like, okay, like, you know, like, it makes sense, it's true and everything, like, because no one else could have known that I'm still gonna believe a little bit of what you're saying. So that day he was like, yeah, it's very important that you say this thing before you leave and everything. So I said it, you know, like, receiving God, but I don't really the prayer, but I don't really remember it, because I did it such in a rush, and like it was more out of fear than anything. So that's why, like, it's not, for me, it's not really when I started my relationship, because I didn't really know what was the base and everything.